Wolverine, the best anti-tank in Marvel Rivals. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing one of my ranked games, showing you how I position and play this little furball to completely dominate in competitive. Sorry, but seriously, if you pay attention and emulate what I do in this video, you'll reach Grandmaster in no time. Cue replay. I had a very good KD this round. So this is that Wakanda map. We are on attack. So as the round starts, you won't ever see me go in the middle choke point there. I always stay on the flanks. So I do see my team engaging with somebody in here. It's a Winter Soldier by himself, so I pick him up, try to take him into a corner to keep him isolated, and collapse on top of him. Now the enemy team is down a DPS player. So I usually push up into this staircase to try to get behind the team, see if I can isolate a tank. I'm never just going to walk in there and try to 1v6. I'm going to pick somebody out and try to take them into the choke point so my team can collapse. I dash in, try to grab Magneto. I miss, so I quickly back out. I'm not going to 1v6. You're going to sometimes miss your dives. It's okay. Just don't get dropped. Dash out and reset. So I'm staying up top in the high ground. I see a Magneto by himself with a Punisher behind him. I don't care. I dash in, pick him up with a dive, and then just start collapsing on him with my team. Takes like 2 seconds. We drop their Magneto. Now they're down a tank. And now we get to cap the point, uncontested. Now that I've reset, my ultimate is up, and it's at this point that I know that I can dive into a full team and pick out one tank and drop them if I use my ult correctly. It doesn't matter how good they are. As long as I pick a tank up, I can drop him with my ult and my dive. So I see a Doctor Strange. Magneto's already half health. I jump in, just trying to kind of stay out of the fire, and then I dive over to Doctor Strange, get behind him, pick him up with my ultimate, dive him down, collapse on top of him, drop him, and then Winter Soldier just takes some hands too because he's in the way. And now their team is down a tank and a DPS, allowing us to win the engagement and walk the point up. This is why Wolverine is so good. He can change the entire outcomes of fights. My team was most likely going to win that anyway, but because of that massive splash damage I did to their entire team, dropping their Strange and their Winter Soldier, I crippled them so that my team could work. Now that everybody is respawning, I'm going up and doing my thing. I'm keeping high ground, waiting to isolate a tank. I love this choke point here because you can actually, when they push under you, you can get behind them. Again, Doctor Strange takes it. I pick him up, take him to my team. I don't get the drop here. I have to run away, and that's okay. It's not going to be successful 100% of the time. But we did build our Berserker mode up, which is pretty sweet. Once my abilities are completely cooled down, I'll go back in the fight. Now I see they have a Doctor Strange just overcommitting, so I dive over the top of him, and I start to smack him and Rocket, dropping their healer and their tank. So their team lost a healer and a tank. My team lost a Wolverine. Easy trade. I would take it any time of the week. So now that I'm reset, I'm with my team. Their team is down a couple players, so I push in with my Groot to drop a Magneto, and we are on the attack. All they have left is a couple healers. But I see their Magneto respawn, so I just walk up and start beating the snot out of him again. Help him with my Groot and drop him. I dive him in the back. Their entire team has been down a tank for like 2 pushes. I went up here to try to isolate. I found a Venom by himself. I'm going to take him 9 times out of 10. And I know from experience, if you walk him into this corner, you can kind of keep him in there in this little pocket and just beat the snot out of him. He's completely by himself. They just lost another tank. All right, this is one of the final pushes of the game. My ult's up, so I'm trying to make something happen here. And I see Rocket and Magneto down there. So I ulted up and I dive down on top of Rocket. And then Magneto gets pushed into me, and I just take him for a ride. And now they're down a tank and a healer. I tried to contest this Winter Soldier, but he's getting good heals. I don't have the ability to take him out. We kind of just like 1v1 for a minute. I mean, I've got such good heals. My Berserker mode's going off, so I'm not scared. I'm just jacking around. I missed like 2 dives here, and somehow he still did not get me. I don't know why. After we drop him, I see that their Magneto was like pretty much by himself. Venom just dove out. So I collapse on top of Mag with my team. This is an easy like 1v6 fight. I don't know why he did that. Venom's back. He can take some of it. He kind of played cat and mouse for a minute, and then at some point he just dives across my screen. I see him back there, so I make it a point to pick him up and to just collapse on him. And that was a really easy round. We played pretty consistent. My KD is 20-6 at this point. So now that we're on defense on the Wakanda map, I have a very straightforward way that I play this in the beginning choke. You will always catch me on this bridge up here in the beginning of a defense map because I'm going to either run away into this little room and hide if I get in a bad spot or flank out this door. But typically you will just see me hanging out on the top bridge so I can flank out if I need to. I'm waiting for this Groot to get under me so that I can flank him, but I whiffed here. I dashed back up, reset. Again, don't overcommit. If you miss a dash or a dive, it's not a big deal. So at this point, I started getting hit by a Thor who I think wanted to try to contest me 1v1. Never works out for Thors when they do this. Picked him up, took him to my team. We collapse on top of them. And now they're down to tank on their first push. Did a lot of walking around for a minute trying to wait for something to happen. Winter Soldier came at me, I just stayed away. But I did just see a cloak and dagger overextended with no teammates around her, so I dashed to her, pick her up, and actually carry her to her team and still drop her because the exit door is right here. This was awesome. I see Thor, I dash at him, and my Groot walls us off. Lets me just have my way with this Thor. The game's almost over. They're on their final push. I see Groot overextended by himself again, so I pick him up, dash him down. Thor's up there trying to 1v6 again. That was like one of the worst Thors I've seen in a minute. And we go on to win the game. And that's how you play Wolverine. If you guys like this kind of video, make sure you comment down below, and I'll make sure to make more like them. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, fam. Peace.